Well, hello, thank you for joining us. I'm Susie, the Training Ambassador with Mayflower. It's just about Christmas time. It's time to set up the departments with something unique, a design that will really impress the customers when they come in. So today's design is intended to do just that. What we're going to need is 11-inch balloons, and I have 12 of them. So with 2 of the 11-inch balloons, I've gone ahead of time and I've blown them up with 10 pumps, and I made a quad, and I tied a weight. 10 pumps, I made a quad, and then the spacer in between is going to be the same color of balloons, and that is going to be with 2 pumps each. So you just want to stack these on top of each other. And in between each stack, I'm just going to tie them together. I'm just going to take the inflation valves from the bottom and just bring them up through the center and give it a tie so that they're nice and tight. And then I'm going to take my very top piece. And for this, I'm just going to take a spare 160, and I'm just going to use a figure 8 motion around the base of this. So that it's one secure unit. Now the reason that I chose this particular color is because of our balloon, because I just feel like these colors really complement this. So I'm going to be adding a little Dealy Bop balloon on top. So this is going to be a little bit wobbly. Even though it's air filled and I've got the proper amount of air in there, I'm going to stabilize it, because if I'm going to put a hat on top of this, an extra weight, then I need to make sure that it's nice and secure. So to do that, what I'm going to do is emulate the little pearls that I have around the Christmas tree. How am I going to do that, you might ask? Well, quite simply, we're just going to make a pearl out of a 260 balloon. So get your 260 balloon in your pump, and I need you to put in 5 pumps. And a stroke is a pump. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we're just going to tie a knot at the end. And this is just going to be a succession of pinching and twisting to create the pearled look. So I'm just going to pinch the end and twist, and when I'm twisting, I'm going a full circumference of about 4 or 5 times all the way around, because if you just do 2 or 3, you may lose this little pearl in the interim of that. So I'm going to pinch, twist, turn this around 4 or 5 times, pinch, twist. You can even use your body to make sure that you get the full rotations of this balloon, because it's pretty important that you get quite a few twists in between the balloon sections. That'll secure your little bubble to stay in its bubble form. Now bear in mind, we're going to go to the very end of this, so as I'm twisting, I'm kind of keeping an eye on that end piece to know how many of these pearls I'm going to be able to make. So it's just getting a little bit tighter. The whole trick is to never let go of the balloons that I have in my left hand. Once you let that go, they're all going to just get undone. And then you have to start all over again. And we've all done that, but we want to try to prevent it. Okay, at this point, I've run out of air and space. So I'm just going to give this a small pinch. I'm going to get my scissors and just cut the end of it off. And now I'm going to reestablish my position back here. And this pearl unit is going to go around the center. And now I'm just going to simply tie these 2 ends together. And I'm going to lose the mechanics, so you don't have any end pieces left. And now this works as a nice stabilizer. Now for the top piece here, I'm going to implement the hang tabs. So these are quite easy to use. You just want to peel one off line up the circles on top, and then stick it on it so that you have a nice secure piece, because this is just Mylar and this could tear, and you'd never want to lose your balloon just by tearing something. This gives you a nice secure piece on here. So we make balloons that match. Anagram is just wonderful at that, and I'd like to incorporate these two balloons together. So in doing so, I'm just going to grab a spare 260 that I have just lying around here, and I'm going to wrap this up the end of it. I always like to have things secure just by pushing my belly against the table. That seems to work quite well. Okay, and then I'm just going to run this balloon right through the center, and I'm going to tie it up. Give it a double tie. And now to cover the mechanics, we should probably blend it in with a few more of these balloons here. And this time we're just going to use 5-inch balloons. So 1 pump would be the proper size that we need in there. So just 1 pump. And 1 pump. And we want to wrap it twice. Tie it once. Take the two, marry them together. And this will serve as a beautiful way to just go right in the center here, and I'm going to just lock them into place. So this sits right on top, like this. Okay, this then can sit on top of here, but before I do that and it gets too cumbersome, this should be decorated. And there's many different ways we can do that. One of my favorite ways is to look at the balloons that I'm using, and I see like ornaments on here. So I've gone ahead of time and I've got some 1 pump balloons, tied them together in 2s and 3s, and then I just use a 160 or a 260 to keep them together. And I'm just going to wrap them around this. Decorate this piece that I have here up top. And you can use a set of maybe 2 or 3 of them, would be cute. It just looks better already. When you're thinking Christmas, you want to be festive, and just think of as many ways that you can make it as decorated as possible. You can always add another one. It doesn't hurt anything at all. And you can play with the placement on here. You can get it wider, you can make it tall. It's your design, you can do whatever you want to with it. And it's art, so they should all look just a little bit different and unique as you are. Okay, to get this to stick on here, the same principle, what we want to do is take yet another 260, 160, whatever you have a spare of, and wrap the inflation valve and tie it up. And now this should just sit beautifully right in the center of your balloon like this. And you can just take this and wrap it around your base so that it's nice and secure. All right, I will have a full picture of this for you to view. And what I like to do is just add my own personal touch of something on here. Since you're an artist and you're making balloon art, there's a candy cane in here. So we can make a candy cane and just stick it onto the side of this. And let me show you how we make the candy cane. It's relatively simple. 1/60s, blow them up, tie them together, and then you're just going to wrap them onto each other. You can use red and white. Red and pink is what I have. But this also, I've seen candy canes in these colors, and they're absolutely adorable, and there is pink inside of this balloon, so that's why I opted for this. You just want to wrap them into each other. Okay, when we get to the end, we're just going to twist. And I'm going to pinch the end and let the air out. And do the same with my red. Pinch the end and let the air out. And then I'm just going to tie these two together. I like to double tie it just in case. You never know what's going to happen. Lose the mechanics. And at this point you can just take and shape this candy cane into submission. And what is going to keep this shape the best is a little bit of balloon bond. So with that, I think that it would be really cute just put on right here. So I'm going to find my sticky places with the balloon bond. Take a little bit of this off. Put it directly onto the balloon. And it's going to go right about here. And then the end will just stick onto this right here. So bearing that in mind, I'll take another piece of wonderful balloon bond. Dashes, dots, anything will work. I'm going to find the place where it sticks. Put this right on. And it just adds a nice touch to your design. This design can be done in less than 10 or 15 minutes, and it just adds a nice sophistication to your department. I hope you use this idea this season, and thanks again for joining us at Mayflower. We'll see you next time, and Merry Christmas.